at a young age because it was something so simple that they could remember. And just with this, memorizing these decrees have been so helpful for me because I can do it in the car, I can do it sitting on the pot. I mean, I don't have to have a paper in front of me. It just is memory, and I can call it forth at any moment. Like I am the resurrection and the life. I am the ascension and the light, and different things. So these are all things that I've learned from the ascended masters.
Can you say it again, what you tell your kids?
That I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Now, you can do anything. It's mainly the intention, because I'll share with you this. Have you ever had a bad mommy daddy moment where you just, or just a bad moment where you just want to beat yourself up and you're like, oh, I suck.
Normally we want to beat our child, not ours.
Huh?
I said, normally we want to beat our child, not us.
Well, I did something. Synopsis. Grew up in abuse, told myself I'd never be that parent, became that parent, okay? So I approached my child, I saw the fear I was creating in my child's eyes, I told myself, I put my foot down, I said, no, I am not gonna repeat this cycle. I poured my soul out to my creator, asked for help to change. That's when the angels came and started instructing me. Because it wasn't anything I was learning outside of myself, it was something I needed to learn within, right? So, that being said, this experience, I was beating myself up because I had reverted back to a former way of being, and I was like, oh, Monica, you gotta stop doing that, right? But it was hard to make that shift and that change. But I had pretty much that self-masochism thought, whatever, paralyzed myself. My vibration got so low, I felt like this big, like a little speck of dust in this shell of a body. Laid my body down on my bed, and it was literally a dark shell. I had a conscious thought, and it kept doing that negative self-talk, right? Had this conscious thought, but it was completely paralyzed. I couldn't move my hands, my legs, my feet, nothing. I had tears coming out of my eyes because that was a physiological response to what I had been experiencing before I got to that space. My boys came in, and my oldest son, they saw me crying, and my oldest son says, let's let her rest. And the younger son, he's 8 years old, 8, okay, he stayed back, he stayed behind. And he caressed my forehead right here. And then just this, I don't know, I want to say it a figure 8 pattern, but I'm not really conscious of that. But he was caressing my forehead. And I got this thought that said, just focus on receiving his love. I'm like, okay, that's something simple enough, right? So I focused on receiving his love. And it came through his finger, and it was like these little Tinkerbell wisps of light in my dark shell. And it was so beautiful. I was not somebody who was clairvoyant that I thought, I couldn't see colors or anything. And so this was like mesmerizing for me. Like getting these little Tinkerbell wisps of light in my dark shell. And so I'm just like mesmerized by all this. Just focusing on receiving his love. Then after a while, he stopped that process, and I felt the heat of his hand above the crown of my head. Again, I'm laying down. He was kneeling on the side of the bed, and I felt the heat of his hand. After a few moments, not very long at all, my dark shell shattered. Shattered. So light starts entering my shell, or light through those cracks in that shell. And then those pieces shattered again and became smaller pieces, and then smaller pieces, and then smaller pieces until they were dust and they just blew away. At this point, I could jump up and go make dinner. That's what I was wanting to do anyway, right? But I couldn't move. But I just basked in that light and being so grateful for that light after being in that dark space. And I asked, after a while, I could speak at this time, and I asked my son, I asked him, what are you doing? And it took him a while to respond, and then he leaned in and whispered in my ear, "I'm sending you the light." And I said, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You are a powerful creator." That's why I want to make it into another one of the series of the books, because I'm like, oh, I just see how my kids show up in these beautiful spaces. So later, as I asked him a few more questions to see what he really was doing, he said, "I was repeating, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires." And I had been using this tool and teaching it to my children just on faith, just because I was shown that this works and this is what it does, but I got to be the recipient of it. I got to experience the instantaneous, there goes my dark shell, from the intention and love of my son. And that was the biggest thing. It was his heart was in the right place. He had that intention, and he was sending me the light. He was sending me that violet fire. And that was a beautiful healing experience for me. It also taught me this. When we are low, there is no accident in being low, because had I not had that low moment, my son couldn't have stepped up the powerful creator that he is. So we all have times of being served and being the server, being of service. Using our gifts and being recipients of it is that beautiful give and receive, that beautiful exchange. And how important and powerful it is to be a receiver, to be open to receive. Going back to the very beginning, if I didn't have receivers to receive this beautiful energy flowing through me, I would feel damaged. And it is I know what it feels like, and it is a very painful experience. Isn't it, Joshua? Are you feeling damped right now? I wanted to share with you as I was reconnecting. This is a visual. I love this visual as my I am presence going before me and around me, and if I need somebody, if I feel I need somebody blessed, I connect with that and say, bless this person here, send light to this person here, and go forth and do this, and da-da-da-da. And my I am presence has been traveling the country this month, coast to coast to coast to coast, blessing with light. So this is my health and fitness journal here. And this is remembering the higher perspective, okay? I am the artist. I am the sculptor. I am the creator of my life, my body, and my experiences. I choose health and fitness. I choose optimal energy. I choose balance, mobility, strength, and beauty. I am sculpting a body of strength. I am sculpting a body of flexibility. I am sculpting a body of beauty in alignment with who I am. I am the master. I have the power. I am the creator of my reality. I am that I am. Reconnecting to that truth within me gave me the power to take on another, what do you call it, goal in my life, whatever, and I knocked out another, anyway, I knocked out another major goal in my life, and took my visceral fat down another point, anyway, so, whatever that means, anyway, but,
well, you're doing it like an artist. That was the
yes.
part of your journey that was so beautiful, because
Yes.
most people are just like, oh, I'm just so fat, I just want to, but you saw yourself as this beautiful sculptor's clay, and you get to reveal the beautiful sculpture,
yeah.
Sculpture,
Yeah. Exactly, and that's where I had lost my focus. Because I was listening to all the people, you do this, you do this, you do this, and I was listening to all these things about what you need to do to be on this health and fitness plan and I had lost sight of that focus. That when I go into the gym, I enjoy it because I am being that artist and that sculptor. And when I go in with that perspective, it is so easy and so light and so fun.
and so So different.
And yeah, it's a completely different experience. But I'm gonna close out today with some more, Tony, if you're open for that. Because I know that I've shared some things, and I trust that you received what you needed to receive for your life. Okay, these are my experiences, this is what worked for me. And everybody's experience is different. But I'm sharing with you the power of connecting with this I am presence within us, and this power to manifest in the world around us. I'm doing this for Joshua too. We all need to raise our vibrations and get function. I've seen what he's going through.
Thank you so much for that. Do you mind if I
You're next.
Let's-
Yes, come on in.
get a group together and hold hands and do a blessing? St. Germaine said this is the most important thing we can do for each other and for the planet is bless each other and hold that space, so. Try and hold your heart chakras together in your hand so that your palms are kind of hitting each other right in the middle. We're gonna do it some. Take a big deep breath and bring the love of God into your heart. And fill your heart with that love. St. Germaine desires that you know that you are the power of the love of God. And breathe out. Breathe in again. Bringing the power of the earth and its crystalline magma energy into your heart with God's love. And send it back into the earth with the love of our group and of the earth. Breathe in again. God's love in your heart and shoot it out into the entire planet Earth, to all the people on the earth, dispelling the fear, the chaos, the confusion that they are all experiencing. Fill it with the love of God and the perfection of God, and breathe out. In the name of the Almighty, I am that I am, and by direction of the great divine director, we give you a blessing, and shoot this blessing and decree it out into the world. We are the gods. We are the love of God. We are the power of God. We call upon and call forth the energies of the violet flame to surround the earth and all the people, clearing them of all the mental confusion and chaos. We bring in the violet flame to clear all karma, all indebtedness, all thoughts of this indebtedness. We call forth with our voices to the ascended beings, all the ascended masters, the seven Elohim and their twin flames, and the sevenfold flame of cosmic illumination, to fill our minds, our hearts, and our mighty I Am presence with the love of God. We bless this planet that it will get ready for the ascension, and that all the humans will get ready for the ascension. And in this process, we will evolve into beings of light, plasma, and love, just like the ascended beings are. We bless each of you that your minds will be clear about this, that you will intend to become an ascended being. God has prepared many mansions for us, and this next mansion is the ascension into the fifth dimension. We bless each of you that you will remember this in your hearts with God's love, in your minds with God's love, and in your soul, your mighty I Am presence, connected to God with God's love. And with this, you can love your neighbor with God's love because you are filled with God's love. We bless you with health and strength, that your glands, organs, and systems, your bones, your sinews, will function perfectly in God's love, that you'll receive the perfection of that love in this third dimension, and that you will prepare for the fifth dimension. We seal this blessing upon you and thank you for attending today, and encourage you to voice and call upon the ascended masters for their direction and help and assistance in all things, places, and people. We say this in the name of the Almighty. I am that I am, and in the name of Yeshua ben Joseph and all the ascended beings of light and love, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Lady Nada, and all the divine feminine and all the divine male energy, so be it, so it is. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boy, that made me sweat.
The energy that goes through your body. It's interesting. What is your receiving? Like, what is your receiving from?
Fireside.
Don't struggle.
So you're anchoring into